a little bit. And once Spin hit the scene, she was always their DJ. You were always affiliating her. And even then, later on in the 90s, in the Shoot era, she was actually rapping on the records. So it was like, okay, kind of thought she was part of the group. But now, like, nah, sis. So, yeah.
Spin's introduction to the group as DJ was more of keeping it all about an all-girl group.
Right.
So, Spin's role, as important as it was insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Because it was never Salt and Pepper and Spinderella. Nobody ever talked about Spinderella. You had Salt and Pepper. That was the names you heard. Didn't matter what song it was. You never put thought to Spin.
And I get that up until the Shoot era when she started rapping. Once she started rapping, it was like, okay, she's part of the group. It's just that why change the name to Salt, Pepper, and Spin when it's always been Salt and Pepper and we don't spin there.
It's a slippery slope when you get to that junction of it, because Spin, like Aim said, Spin's been there the whole time. Like you said, Tora, Spin definitely came really a bigger part of the group when they got to the Shoot era. All told, I personally think that Spin should be given a Lifetime Achievement Award, a Lifetime Achievement Grammy, right along with the rest of the group. I find that I've seen different groups do that, and I'm like, the contributions of any member of the group, every member of the group should be, awarded, because it just didn't take,
right. Like,
Salt and
for
Pepper.
example, and when I think about this issue, we always bring in Run DMC. We ain't say Jam Master Jay all the time, but we knew he was part of the group.
Oh, all
Even
day.
though he was
all
the
day.
DJ, we knew that Jam Master Jay was part of Run DMC. So to me, it was kind of like a finicky catty girl chick type thing. Like, why the dudes got together, but the girls y'all fighting behind it, and I don't understand. Because to me, it's the exact same. They're mirroring the same thing. It's just that Salt and Pepper is chicks, and Run DMC is dudes. They always included Jam.
Yeah, they always did. I personally think that the whole Salt and Pepper situation with Spinderella has to do with something that we don't know about, because they've been going back and forth with this for over a decade now, almost two. The first inklings of it I heard was right after the Shoot era, maybe right after the last album together. Spinderella was off doing her own thing, and Salt and Pepper were getting together right around the time of the Salt and Pepper reality show, when you first started hearing major rumblings about Spin not being a part of the group. But if you remember watching that show, or if anybody ever watched that show, you could always there was some underlying tension somewhere,
right?
Like,
and you know what? To me,
underlying tension.
I think it's a money situation, and I kind of have to put a little bit of fault on Spin for the fact that she feels like she didn't get paid accordingly. You should have said that then.
Yeah.
It's kind of worthless to bring it up 30 years later. Well, in '89 you didn't pay me right. Well, that was in '89, and it doesn't make sense to bring it up in 2021.
True.
You should have said something in '89, or at least say something in '90 or '93 or something. But now it's 2021. It's 30 some odd years later. What's the point in even bringing it up, other than the fact that we know that you feel some type of way about it? They're not going to go back and repay you for it.
Right. It's an unfortunate situation, because there's no way she's going to recoup that money. So you're right. It's like, why have this conversation now when you're not going to be able to recoup that money in any shape, form, or fashion off of anything that you worked on? So
yeah,
take that out.
Now I do want to say this though, because I was looking at another show, and the host was like, man, she's talking all this, but what does she do? What does she ain't even doing nothing. No. Don't get it twisted. Spin gets her coin, okay? She in DFW every New Year's Eve. At least since I've lived here, she's throwing a party, a New Year's Eve party here every New Year's Eve. Spin gets her coin off of spinning. It's just that to bring it up now and say, hey, y'all didn't pay me 35 years ago. It's
5 years ago, Spin made coin from pardon me for throwing names out there in other shows, but Big Al Mac from the Kid Craddock in the Morning Show, he actually had her his bar down in Dallas for New Year's Eve.
He's always here every New Year's Eve. She's in DFW. And she makes her money.
And that was her second appearance that year at Big Al's event, because he actually hired her to DJ Kelly Raspberry's birthday party in April.
Oh, look at that.
So, yeah, like, in case anybody hasn't noticed, by the way, our current event kind of stays on topic with kind of the theme of our episode today of we old, y'all, and you're going to find out just how old we are now.
Yeah. We are so old that we have collectively, before the show, we kind of said gave our respects and mourned a little bit over Dustin Diamond. Death of Dustin Diamond. That shocker.
Better known as Samuel Screech Powers.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Everybody's
shocker. Didn't see that one coming.
No, and especially with it being as quick as it was.
Yeah, it was super quick. Which I mean, it was super quick. But at the end of the day, we still don't know how long he was going through it.
No, actually, according to the news release I saw, it was 3 weeks time.
And that's which means tells me that he probably has had it for a while, just did not want to go and get diagnosed. That happened really fast, like stage 4, just like that, and then boom. It's a very sad. It kind of, because he's like what, 3-4 years older than us.
Yeah, I think he was 44.
I think he was 44. And that's like, wow, that's our childhood right there, bro. That's what our middle school, high school, to college, to summer at the beach house, and that's our, our spring break and our friends to the end. Yeah, that was our little dopey homie. It kind of sucks. It sucks even more because it was so fast. It was just fast and unexpected, and
it was
you would have thought
with cancer, diagnosed with stage 4 small cell carcinoma of the lungs. He was diagnosed and hospitalized just 3 weeks before he died.
And that sucks. All of this is horrible. It sucks, and it does. Again, like Amy said, brings us into our today's episode of how we old, and I don't know. I guess I think we kind of, for me, it started sinking in during our freestyle show, and we was just talking about stuff, and it's like, well, who is these people we talking about? And this person was on MySpace, and wait a minute, and it's like, damn, we old, y'all. We're the analog parents with digital kids. We old, and depending on who you ask, it's an accomplishment. It's an accomplishment, because I know we all know people who ain't make it here, who we seen them pass at 10, 13, 11, 12. We know people who didn't make it to high school. The thought of us being here in the 90s, Chris actually touched on it some episodes ago, how we didn't think we were gonna make it here. We were just trying to survive the 90s, which is all true. So the fact that we've made it here is like, yay, but damn, it's like, yeah, damn, we 40, it's 10 o'clock and we tired. So now that we are the older generation, how did you know you were the older generation? What made you, for example, I'll give y'all one. I'll talk to my daughter, and I realize I call myself, we'll talk about, like, my oldest kid is 18, and we'll talk about college or something, and I realize I'm calling the college kids kids. Like, remember when they used to be my classmates? No, those are kids now. People in their 20s are kids. And it's like, oh my God. Oh, did I ever think I was going to be that one? Yeah, I guess I did.
I realized I was old when I had a young lady talk about 9/11. And I was like, sweetheart, you were 3. You were 3. It didn't make much impact on your life.
It was free. I was in college.
It massively changed mine and affected my life decisions. Like, that's kind of when I knew I was old. And then the second time was when I got hit on by the little boy behind the counter at the convenience store. And my only thought was, son, I got shoes older than you.
And it's like, oh man, you know what?
Like, I'm not even sure if it's legal for you to be talking to me like this. Like, I'm going to go to jail.
And that's what I'm worried about. Chris, how did you know you was, oh my God.
Oh man. So the moment I realized I was getting old is when I used the phrase that the person I was talking to, no idea what I was talking about.
Oh no.
I can't even remember the phrase it was, but I just know as soon as I said it, the person I was talking to was like, huh?
They gave you the what? The huh?
They gave
what that mean?
What does that mean? I'm like, oh man.
Oh, and what about this one, ma'am?
The first time somebody called me sir, I did two double takes. Sir, I'm not sure who we talking to.
Who is talking to?
Okay, now wait a minute, because in our defense, we've all not so much you, Cookie, but Tora and I grew up in the South. So the ma'am, sir, you almost, it makes you feel old before you ever really are old, because it's just one of those things that's ingrained in Southern kids. Mm-hmm. Like, I hate being called ma'am, but I will address you as sir and ma'am all day. Don't don't.
And I am the same. I've taught myself calling people my age sir and ma'am. But like you said, it's a Southern thing. That's just what we do.
And see, I get that part. I do. I learned it in the first few years I was here in this part of the country. However, when you are somewhere where you're not employed and someone says to you, sir, can I help you? And you look around and like,
you looking for your dad.
Right.
You're looking for your dad.
Sir, sorry, you're talking to me? Yes, sir. Is there anything you're looking for today? I'm good.
Well, see here, I'm the type that I'll go ahead and I'll take that, sir, and I'll hit you with your own. I'll take that and I'll hit it back to you. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you need any help? Oh no, ma'am. I'm good.
I've done that. I've turned it right back around. No, sir. I'm good. Thank you, sir.
And it's not me being shady. It's like I'm showing you the respect that you're showing me,
right.
But at the same time, it's like, damn, are you calling me ma'am because I'm old, or are you calling me because this part of your job description?
Right. Like that was the moment, or the first time I got carded, and the guy looked at the card and was like, "Wow," and I was like,
Don't you do me. My daughter thinks that shit is hilarious. You have a one and you're under your jersey.
Did he pull that I saw the one?
No. He looked at me and looked at it again and said, "Wow." I said, "Okay, I just got my ID back."
When that little boy at the convenience store hit on me, he had carded me, and I have no problem being carded.
Yeah, me either.
Card me all day. I don't care if you're faking it, just because I'm old enough, and you just try to be nice. Be nice.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm gonna take it.
I like that too. Me too.
But he looked at it and he was like, and I'm like, what? And he's like, you are not that old. I was like, yeah, I'm almost 40. I was like, I've got a daughter who's probably a year younger than you. And he's like, no. He goes, that changes my whole thought process. He's like, not in a bad way, but like, I'm like, no, we are not playing Mrs. Robinson today.
Exactly. I'm not trying to be no little. Listen, I tell you this now. I'm not trying to be no little boy conquest. I ain't trying to teach you shit.
Thank you for making me feel good. You just became like my favoriteest person in the world this week. But I'm pretty sure that violates a law somewhere. I ain't got that much time. I'm old. I know I don't have that much energy. Like,
I'm just not trying to.
I'm gonna pull a Kim and I'm just gonna lay there. Okay? So like,
not the fish,
one of us
not
wants
the dead
this.
fish. Girl, not the dead fish. We're not gonna do the dead fish though. Not the dead fish, Amy.
Look, I ain't got energy for an 18-year-old no more. I tease the hubby all the time. I'm gonna trade him in for two 21-year-olds, okay? Because that's where we're at now. I'm going to trade you in for two 21-year-olds. And it's like, no, I'm not. I don't have the time for that. I don't have the energy for that.
Listen.
Like,
the stamina.
You got to teach them stuff.
Like, I want the patience.
Right, patience. There we go. Patience.
I want to curl up on the couch with a glass of wine and watch my... Okay? Oh, look. And yes, I say it like that. That's how I know I'm old. I want to watch my YouTubes.
You know what? That's how I know I'm old, because I look forward to coming home and being at the house on a Saturday night. I look forward to not going out. I look forward to... I don't want to be in public. I would much rather... I'm in a point in my life where I would much rather call in the order, pick it up, and bring it back to the house to eat.
Yeah, like I'm the guy that's like, look, I don't even want to go out the door. So you bring your food, you put it right at the door, and you go bye-bye, and you go bye-bye.
That's it. Came out with DoorDash.
Never have done that.
DoorDash and Grubhub, Uber Eats.
All of them. I sincerely enjoy it when I don't have to talk to anybody or see anybody, and my food is there at my door.
You know, at the door. At the door. See, okay. That's how I'm old. I enjoy. This is the part of quarantine I like. Don't even come to my door and knock. Just send me a text message and tell me food on the porch. I'm good with that.
Like, you don't ring the doorbell. Don't knock. Just send me a text that says your food's here. With a little picture next to it that says, this is where your food is, right here. Right here. This is your food. This is me. I'm going to get my food after you've gone far, far away. I love it. I
ain't got to see you. I don't know what you look like. I ain't never going to talk to you. Yeah.
There's a table on my front porch.
Mine too.
3 people, okay? The other day, a pizza dude delivered pizza to my house. Nobody in my house ordered pizza. I had to have Brittany open the door and be like, I think you have the wrong house.
Hey, don't leave food on my porch. Listen, I ain't gonna tell you got the wrong house. You just gonna find out.
First and foremost, I want to thank people like you, Amy, who have little tables on their porch as a gig service driver. As a gig service driver, and when I want to be, I like those people because all I gotta do is just put it on their little table and keep on going. Okay.
But you know what? But see, I'm one of those people. My setup, I don't order food very much. When I order the food, I have the table. I have a thank you note. Here's your little tip in a sealed envelope and everything. You know what? Here's an extra bottle of water just in case you thirsty. Thank you. That's it. Text me and let me know you outside.
Listen, for all of us gig workers out there, thank you, because I the one thing I don't like is having to put it on the ground, and it's like,
I don't want my food on the ground. See?
Why do I want to put your food on the ground?
I just don't want to put it. I don't want my food. I don't want to pick out my food. We got cats around here and random dogs and shit.
I've been to neighborhoods
everybody
like
gonna
that.
Have dinner then.
I've been in neighborhoods like that have random animals just roaming down the street, and I'm just like, listen, I did my part. I put the food here. Here's your picture. I'm gone. If little JoJo come around the corner and smells the food before you get there, not much I can do about it. Sorry.
I'm just, that, and I guess like Brittany tells me that I watch old people TikTok.
What is old people TikTok?
That's what I said.
I'm offended.
That's what I said. I was like, what is old people TikTok? She's like, what you watch, mama? I was like, what does that mean?
I'm going to need Brittany to come on the show one day and explain what TikTok is, because I don't know what first and foremost, we'll get to the TikTok conversation later. But what is old people TikTok?
Apparently, it's because I watch like the story times and like the moms and the dads and the I'm not watching the watch me shake my butt. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to watch some 16-year-old girl.
Listen.
First and foremost,
this is how I know I'm old.
None of us can dance like that, okay? Our body parts don't move like that anymore.
Right. You can't tell me nothing.
Body does not move like
you can't tell me nothing. This is how I know I'm old. Because I go onto TikTok and I'll be like, oh, it's a new challenge, okay? Depending on what the challenge is. Now, mind you, I ain't supposed to do no busted challenge or shit like that. But depending on what the challenge is, I'll be like, I'll go to my boys. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? It's so cringy, Mom. It's so cringy. It's cringy. That's the word they always use.
First off, if I pulled that bust it challenge, you're gonna be busting my ass to the hospital because I ain't getting up. Things gonna go snap, crackle, pop, and then it's gonna be my neck, my back.
Look, and again, this is how we know we old. This is how we know we old. This is how we know. Because I remember when.
Oh no, you got me lost. Which one?
Which one,
Tora?
No. I lost myself because I can't think of the first part of it. Taking over for the 99 and the 2000. That's what I remember. I remember when we were taking over for the 99 and the 2000, and we could just You got your hands on your knees and you got to look back at it with your tongue hanging out. I remember doing that. Maybe I can't do that no more.
Look,
I can bust down on the floor and sit there and stay there.
Look,
but I can't.
No, the thought of doing the hammer dance makes my knee hurt.
The thought of doing the cabbage patch, and that's an upper body movement. Makes my knees hurt. Let's just call a spade, you know. Try to do the cabbage patch. It's a wrap, like, you know, knee pop and everything, and it's.
But I do remember that when back in them days, I know I can't dance. I'm not the best dancer, but damn it, you couldn't tell me shit.
Right?
You couldn't tell me that.
Look, 20 years ago, I'd have put your ass to shame.
Okay, you couldn't tell me that. I shared the stories about how, oh yeah, I remember when we used to go to this one club and I used to get up in the cage and I used to think, my daughter's like, the fuck? In the cage? What? Yeah, girl. How you think I met your daddy, girl? Yeah.
I remember being allowed to dance on the back bar. Okay, I remember being allowed to dance on the back bar. And I remember being allowed to dance on the back bar so much that the bar manager actually told me, just move your ass to the front. I can't get nobody to buy drinks if you're here. Right.
Yeah. Remember when you used to be the life of the party? Now you just trying to get some sleep, some good sleep.
Now you yelling at the party, shut the fuck up.
Ooh, or even better, you remember when you used to be able, you get up, you get dressed, you pregame around 10:30, you be out at the club by 11:30, you come back home by, after you leave the club, you got to go to IHOP or Waffle House or something like that, and then you be home by 5:30, only to be at work at 8. And you had the energy of a monster. You was good off of nothing. No energy drinks, no nothing. A Coke and a smile. I wish I would.
I'll share this one story with y'all. And that's exactly how it went. Party started at 10 p.m. Pre-game started at 5 p.m. I got off work at 2 p.m. I had to be back at work at 6 a.m.
It was 5 a.m. when you left the after party?
I don't know what time I left the after party or what time I got to. I just know I was at work on time at 6. And I worked the entire day. And I went home. Past that.
Yep, you could work the whole day and you good. Like you still out last night. You still wired last night. And I think got that adrenaline and energy.
That was that good work, boy. Just worked all day. You did an excellent job today. Great. As soon as I got home.
I don't know what I did, but I'm glad I did it well.
You just floated through that day. You just floated through the day.
I literally floated through that day. I think one of the lies, like, this is how I know legit I'm getting old. I still remember my going away party from leaving Chicago, moving here to Texas, and we partied from 2:30 in the afternoon, 3:15. Sorry, 3:15. It was 3:15 into the club. There was a club like right down the street from where the bus stop was, where we used to get on and off at. Went to that club, partied until, I don't know, 2 a.m. My flight left at 9 a.m. and I still hadn't finished packing yet. And I partied and I drank and I partied and I drank and I drank and I drank a lot. And got on the plane somehow on time and got down here with no sleep. So, I know dang blasted now I can take a trip from here to Chicago and I'm asleep within 5 seconds of sitting in that chair before that plane even takes off.
plane ain't made to the taxiway yet. Boy, plane still sitting at the damn gate. Still waiting on everybody to finish boarding and finishing overhead. I'm out of there.
We waiting for the whole flight attendant announcements at the beginning. I'm
out of there. And that's how I feel, because this one, I done heard these goddamn safe procedures. I don't need to hear them no more. I just sleep through that shit. You know, shoot. That's how we know we old, y'all.
My first flight with Brittany, you know, once she was no longer like an infant toddler and she was actually, you know, big girl. She looked at me when they were going over all the in-flight procedures in the event of an emergency, and she's like, "Mama, you gotta get your little book." And I went, "Little girl, in 20 years, ain't nothing changed. It's still the same. I probably know it better than the flight attendant at the front of the plane."
The same damn speech.
Yep. There was a point in time, a few years back, I can recite it.
Verbatim,
recite it in my head.
Heard it in my sleep.
If they didn't play that shit over the thing,
in my sleep.
Screams, all.
In my sleep. Used to be able to tell you the doors are located here and here.
Remember, the doors closest to you may not be in front of you. They may be behind you. Please remember that when the oxygen masks drop, to place them over your mat face before placing it over those who may need your assistance and small children near you.
Yeah. So, we're old. and by Amy even bringing up Brittany, I done brought up mine. Kids are getting old. That's how you know you old. The kids is getting old. Bro, I have a whole grown-ass female living in my house. I don't know what to do. I got a grown-ass female in my house other than me. This ain't never happened before. Like in all my life, this ain't never happened before where I have a whole nother grown-ass female living in my house.
I got one on you. My daughter's boyfriend lives in my home.
I mean,
and they share a room.
Listen, in Brittany's defense.
I mean, in Brittany's defense, I've met her mama, so.
Somebody gonna die. Listen, I got an 18-year-old. I got a 16-year-old. That'll be 17 soon. And I just got a 15-year-old who just made 15 a few days ago.
I can't believe that boy is 15. Wow.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. Like,
wow. I remember when he was not 15.
Tora, let's talk about how you almost had yours out the door. Almost all of yours out the door. And then you decided, nah, let's start over.
Yeah. You know what? But this one, he's going to be my road dog. He's going to get up and make some moves. Let's go.
He's going to be the one
that's bag. Let's go.
No, he's going to be the one that calls you out on being old. If you think the ones
you know what? He do it already. He do it already. He do it already. He just look at me and I just already know what I'm like. Shut up. I already know what you're trying to say. Shut up. Don't even say.
You need to stop listening to your brothers and sisters.
Stop talking to them. Stop talking to them. Hell, yeah, he does it already. He's happy to call me out. He's happy to hey, Evan, where you going? Run. I think he can run faster than me. He's happy to do that, and he know I'm not gonna chase his ass. I'm too old for that shit. He's happy to do that. He knows what it is.
You know what? I think that was the moment I realized I was old. Was the day Brittany ran, and I looked at her and I went, "That's all right. I'm too old to chase you, but you got to come home.
For that.
You got to come
I'm
home.
too old for that.
And I'll get you when
Mine
you
is two. Mine is two. So imagine I still got one time.
Man, the first time one of them kids took off running, and I just stood there and I was just like, "We not doing this.
We're not doing this.
We not doing this."
He gonna get tired. He gonna get tired.
Exactly.
I'll just wait. That's the patience of a parent. I'll just wait. He gonna get tired. He gotta get tired sometimes.
We not even going in that direction. Like, you go ahead and run. Sure, run. Mm-hmm. Run. I learned a lesson I learned when I was your age. You got to come back.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other moments I realized I was old was when we were looking for a house to rent here. And I was excited because I had a front porch. Okay. And my thought process was, I can put a rocking chair on the front porch and drink my sweet tea just looking out on the neighborhood.
I was like, your tea and watch them good and talk shit about it.
And I was like, oh my damn, I'm old. I'm old.
Here I was
36. And I was excited about a front porch that I could either put my lawn chair on or a rocking chair and drink my sweet tea.
Yep.
What about the neighbors?
When I went looking for my house, that was my thing. I need a big old backyard because I want to have a little mini garden. I need a nice front porch because I want to sit out on the front porch in my chair and watch folks. I said, damn, I am my grandmother. I am my granny right now. That a bitch. I am her. This why they come look at this. So going on to us realizing our mortality, how old we are. Our childhood, I'm noticing raising kids right now is so much different than the childhood that we had. And I'm saying this because when I think about it, I think about chicken pox.
Pox parties.
Kids ever had chicken pox?
No.
None of my kids have never had chicken pox. And I'm like, how the fuck did they miss this? Like, none of the kids know anybody who's had it. I'm just like, how did this? Because I remember having chicken pox.
I remember pox parties.
Take your kids to the kids who got chicken pox and let the kids get chicken. Yeah. How did we miss this? How did the kids bypass this altogether? Because I was like, because my daughter's like, ooh, I'm scared. She's terrified to have chicken pox because, girl, let me see. Another testimony to me getting old. I had shingles already too.
Oh.
But you have to have chicken pox to get shingles. So she's terrified of that. But they've never, none of my kids has ever had chicken pox.
Which is actually worse because the fact that they have made it to adulthood without getting chicken pox means that they will eventually end up with adult chicken pox, which is ultimately shingles.
Yeah.
And it can actually be deadly.
Okay, so has Brittany had chicken pox?
No.
And your boys?
No.
And I originally only got Brittany the first chickenpox vaccine because I discussed it with her pediatrician. I was like, I kind of want her to get chickenpox. She's like, I know what you mean. I understand. I was like, I don't want her to have it like really bad. So I'm okay with getting, the first round. She's like, nobody says you have to get the second. And then I moved back to Texas and they were all like, she has to have it. I'm like, I want my kid to get the pox. Like, what don't you understand? Like, I would like her to live past 35.
I'm thinking about it. I don't really recall them getting vaccinated. I mean, maybe they did because they do a lot at the same time.
It was one of those ones they got like at their 6-month vaccination.
But they've never had it. And it's like, okay, either the vaccination really worked or you were some test subjects in the 90s. Like, I'm just saying. A
buddy of mine was actually surprised to find out that I have the weird shot from my MMR, the lovely like 5 dots and then the one in the center from your MMR vaccine. He was like, "You're younger than me and you got that?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I think they had to run out the vaccinations the way they were done up until they were out because he's from California." And I was like, yeah, but you got to remember, like, Texas by landmass is a larger state, and we got people like crammed in everywhere, but like spread out. So Bob Hillbilly out on the ranch wasn't necessarily taking his kids in to get vaccinated, so there was plenty to go around.
Very much so. So I don't know, because a lot of the kids that I grew up with had chickenpox. I cannot tell you I remember if I had it or not. I'd have to call my mom, but I think I did.
I still have some. Like I still have a few marks on my arm and on my leg where I had the chicken pox. I still have a few leftovers.
So I've got like a couple that you can still find on my cheeks. The scars, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if I didn't have it, I think I almost know for certain my little brother had it. But yeah, like we came out of the '90s, and all of a sudden, chickenpox are almost like
obsolete.
How did this happen?
Like that modern medicine technology is kind of awesome.
What about okay, how about this? I was showing pictures of like childhood pictures of the house and everything, and I got a question on, well, what is this? And I'm like, that is the TV. Well, what's on the back of it? The back of the TV.
That was the picture tube, and
like it was not. Our TVs have not always been flat. We actually had booties on the back of our TVs. Our TVs had ass at one point in time. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
Look, when
y'all just know these flatbacks.
When a 27-inch TV weighed almost as much as you did when you were 10 years old.
You know what? And it was one of them big ass, heavy ass TVs that you couldn't do nothing but sit it on the floor. Sit it on the floor. We didn't need no entertainment system at that time because the damn TV was the entertainment system.
Did anyone have an entertainment system? Like every kid that I knew that had a TV in their room, that thing sat on the floor. Like you never had an entertainment system unless your parents had money or whatever. But usually it was on the floor. Like all of my friends, all their TVs were on the floor.
Look,
we were all on the floor.
Now you see those things being turned into like fish tanks.
Right.
I'm disrespectful. I'm gonna need you to stop.
Disrespectful.
So
thankfully, Brittany has seen those TVs because grandparents.
I was lucky. I was lucky enough that my kids had one. Like right before we made the complete switch over to like flat screens, they had one in their room for like the first
my kids did too.
6, 7, 8 years of their life.
But they swear they don't remember nothing.
They knew what the booty TV was. Man, forget the booty TVs. The floor model TVs, the ones that was at your grandmother's house that never moved. Like once they installed it, it moved nowhere.
Yeah.
The human antenna and the remote.
Wait, you mean the Curtis Mathis TVs?
That thing,
yeah. That's the one.
Where you were the antenna, the remote, and the closed caption. Really, if you just want to come.
And it had the knob. It had the knob. There was no buttons. No buttons.
You had the knob.
Wait,
knob.
And then if the knob broke, you had to go find the pliers.
It had the 3 knobs. It had the 3 knobs because you had volume.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You had UHF and then you had VHF.
VHF. Yep. Mm-hmm. And a plier. And a set of pliers. Always had pliers.
And to this day, what was the difference between UHF and VHF?
Letter. I got nothing.
I got nothing. As much tech as I'm into, I have forgotten the difference between what the two differences were. But it's to me it's like AC/DC, man. It was all the same at the end of the day.
AC/DC was a good band. It's still a good band.
Good band.
What about
I remember MTV and AC/DC.
No. Let's talk about TVs with facts, okay? Y'all remember Video Day at school?
Yes.
The school Video Day. They rolled that thing in there.
When you got lucky enough to go down to the library, into the media room to get the cart, you were looking for the best TV with the best VCR, so you can roll it into class and be the hero. Because today's video game is not going to take forever to have to watch one.
I knew on that day I was going to get a good ass nap. Got to turn out all the lights. Ain't supposed to be nothing but this TV on and whatever movie she chose. Hold on, let me get comfortable. I was either get a good nap, some good snacks. There'd always be somebody with the bag of chips, bag of Cheetos or some shit, hot fries or something in the back of the room. go
Oh,
get a nap.
girl, your
I was
teacher
gonna get
sucked. Your teacher sucked on video day then. Because my teacher brought the popcorn, went to the teacher's lounge, popped up 3-4 bags, and then shared it with the class.
Look, that was only during we all did good on the TOS test, or we had perfect attendance or something. Everybody get the pizza party or popcorn party or ice cream party, depending on what level you placed. First prize get the pizza party, and the second prize get the popcorn, and the third get the ice cream or something like. Depending on what level you placed, what level your class placed. That's the only time. I
might date all of y'all real quick, because I'm just gonna say 2 words, and if y'all remember it, y'all remember it. Book it.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Dude, when I order on Pizza Hut now, it asks me if I was ever part of Book It. If I'm still an active member or if I'm an alumni, and I'm like, fuck, I'm an alumni.
I didn't know they still did that.
Yeah, they still have the Book It program. They still have, and I mean it's so. Oh man, I remember those people. That was the best day for me. So like TV day, movie day or whatever. I always thought that was fun because I got to watch whatever the latest Disney movie that my teacher decided was going to be the movie of the week.
Right. Aladdin.
Book It.
Aladdin.
Yeah. Book It. Oh, I loved Book It. First off, because I'm a reader, but Book It Day was awesome because you got to go get the pizza, and even though the pizzas were like the size of a quarter.
Yeah.
You got the pizza.
Real thin, super thin.
You got the pizza.
The smallest of a triangle.
Man, I never seen
Your
pizza
school
that small.
We got the certificate. Okay, my teacher hated Book It Day because for me, Book It Day was every day because I was getting certificates every day. Like at one point, the teacher had to tell me, Amy, you have to stop.
Yeah. So we only got our certificate like one. So we got the actual certificate. We got like once a year, like at the end of the year or whatever. But every month, I had a Book It little coupon that I could go get my Book It pizza. Every month I was with my class or whoever, because it was a school-wide thing. So they took everybody in the school from every grade that had a Book It coupon, took us to the pizza. Pizza Hut was like right down the street. Took us Pizza Hut for lunch, and we had Book It pizza. As a grown man now, that's like a 2-hitter quitter because that back then that was awesome.
That was that was by today's standards, that's an appetizer.
Right.
That is somebody's $14.99 appetizer and shit. And you're I just 2 bites. What are you talking about?
That's not even an appetizer. That's an amuse-bouche. That's an amuse-bouche.
Mm-hmm. that ain't that. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's a little bit of that culinary side of me coming out.
That's that part of the meal that's like, I just need something to go down with this alcohol. That's it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
It's not even an hors d'oeuvre.
It's a snack.
Okay, look. Instead of the cracker with a spoonful of caviar, it's the 1 caviar egg. Okay, that's about what it boils down to. It's a crumb of the cracker and 1 caviar egg. Okay, that's an amuse-bouche. You pray for an hors d'oeuvre.
That's sad, Cricket. That's real sad.
This is another reason that I know why I'm old. Okay?
Yeah. So then you round that up, and then you had projector day. So did y'all have the projectors? Like for us in Chicago, we had 2 styles of projectors. We had the one projector that you put the reels on. Okay? You slap the reels on the back of them. We had that. We also had the projector, the overhead projector, where you would put the little slide cells into the little glass thing, and it'll that. We had those.
Kids don't know what those is.
I know.
They have no idea what either one of those is. And it's like,
I don't know what
that was my first introduction to dry erase markers.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember I had to go up one day and do a math problem, and then it got on my hand, and then I took the whole problem with me to the back chair.
No. Remember, they were not back then. If you were using them with the overhead projector, they were not dry erase markers. They were vis-a-vis markers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we were still using chalkboards.
It's a kid what a chalkboard is. Do they even have chalkboards in class nowadays?
I don't think so because they use dry erase ones.
Right. So like I've been
chalkboard.
Having
Like
kids.
that's why chalkboards is such a thing when it comes to like events and decorating and stuff. People want to use chalkboard because it's such a throwback. It's a thing. It's a nostalgic thing because they don't even use chalkboards anymore. They just use dry erase boards.
I guess they figured it was easier to clean those. I mean, because
Less dust because all the snowflakes and their allergies and I can't be around dust. Meanwhile, Mama ain't cleaned the house in 6 months, but we can't be around 5 seconds worth of chalk dust.
Doesn't it cost more to clean a freaking dry erase board? It's like to me, it feels like it costs more to clean a dry erase board.
Spray, and that expo spray is nasty by itself.
It really is. It
spray that stuff. Ugh, lordy.
Like that, you just asking for it. Asking for it with that expo spray.
But yeah, I totally remember the projectors. And
man,
my kids don't know nothing about it. Never
yeah,
even seen one.
I don't think my boys either. Like I don't think they know either. But and it's so funny to me because I'm just like, man, I remember watching that whatever educational film on the school projector on the reels. It's just like, oh, you knew it was gonna be a bad day when you seen the reel come up. You knew you was gonna watch it.
Something bored.
There you go. You knew
something bored.
Something was about.
9 times out of 10, it's gonna be in black and white, and you can't relate to none of this shit.
None of it. Of it. Like you were. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, man. That was pretty much. Knew how that was gonna work out. But talking about school projectors and rolling TV into the class. To go with the VHS tapes because that was the next one. Tape. Boy.
Okay, so I remember when Blockbuster demanded that you be kind and rewind. They don't know what a rewind means.
Oh boy, and they was mad if you did not rewind. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, they was heated if you brought that tape back in, not rewind it. Just
And you like. You gave me 1 day to watch the 3 videos I just rented, and you want me to rewind them? I ain't got 3 minutes to wait for it to rewind so I can watch the next movie. I got a bedtime.
Right. or then Blockbuster got smart and started selling you a rewind machine.
Oh yeah. I know back at home you could rent them out.
Yeah.
Like who wants to rent this shit?
Like you
rent a movie on Friday night. Due back Saturday. People are like, watch them Saturday morning. No, I get up at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning so I can go get my bowl of cereal and sit down in front of the TV and watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Pretty much.
Like,
what are you talking about?
You're not going to get me up any other time during the week when I'm supposed to. But 7 a.m. on Saturday.
Yep.
So that I can go get my cereal, sit down in front of the TV and start my Saturday morning cartoons.
You know what? It's so crazy to me that they don't even have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. Like, they don't even get to have the option of enjoying going to get that big ass bowl of cereal, lay down on the floor, and turn on the TV and watch. They don't even have that option. They got nature shows and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Nobody cares about Jack Hanna's Animal Adventures. You know, it had the same animals for the last 15 years.
You know what? And them damn animals is tired of looking at him too.
Like, you want to know what's going to get me interested in watching Jack Hanna on a Saturday morning? That fool comes up with a dinosaur. You got a dinosaur? I'm gonna watch because I want to know more about this dinosaur.
And I remember waking up you would wake up, like you said, 7 and stuff early, so you can get the early good cartoons. Because you know if you wake up at 7, you're going to have cartoons at least till 12. They don't have this shit. And it's just like, I feel so bad for them. Y'all don't have none of the good shit.
Like, even if you have cable and Cartoon Network, like the Saturday morning cartoons suck. The Disney Channel Saturday morning cartoons suck. The Nickelodeon Saturday morning cartoons suck. Like, I wanted the lesson that I was learning from the cartoon to be so buried in the cartoon that I didn't realize I was actually learning a lesson.
Right.
I don't want to turn on cartoons now and the lesson of the day is be kind to others. No, if I want to be kind to others, I'm going to watch Mr. Rogers, okay? I want to see Wile E. Coyote set up the anvil for Roadrunner and then be the one that gets hit by the anvil.
I wanted to see, for me, I wanted to see Pepe Le Pew be the sexual predator that he is.
I wanted Elmer Fudd to finally catch Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
I just wanted to see Daffy Duck just blow himself up. That was all I wanted to see.
You know, can he blow his beak to the back again? Can he blow his beak to the back?
But we can't see those cartoons now because they're too violent for the children.
They don't know none of the good stuff. I be feeling bad for. I will say this though. Oh, my kids have completely taken advantage of YouTube. Because if my daughter do not love Doug the way that I love Doug, when I love Doug, yeah, I'm like, all right. She'll sit here and she'll walk. She has Hulu specifically to watch cartoons.
I'm not gonna lie, that's why I have it.
She wants to see Doug. She wants to see the Rugrats. The only cartoon that me and my kids were able to enjoy to the fullest was Phineas and Ferb. Oh, they were the only acceptable cartoons. Everything else was trash.
One of Brittany's many nicknames is Doofenshmirtz. I will be in Walmart. She'll be like 5 hours over, and she doesn't answer to any of her nicknames, and I'm like, Doofenshmirtz. What? I'm like, that's my kid.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's as good as it gets right there. But
my youngest son, his nickname is Perry the Platypus.
Hold on. Let me show age. So I've got my cats. I am unfortunately the crazy cat lady. My family still lives with me. It's not like I'm single and living alone. My family lives with me, and I have my cats. My cats have a fascination with the toilet that I've yet to understand, okay? So, like, when you're done doing your business in the toilet, the cats, when you flush it, are, like, looking over the edge as the water goes down the hole. And the only thing that ever comes to mind as I watch this is, water go down the hole.
Oh.
Water go down the hole.
Plucky. Is that his name, Plucky?
Yep, Plucky Duck.
Okay, Plucky Duck.
Brittany did not understand the reference until I brought it up on YouTube and showed her. And she was like, oh my God, that's our cats. And I was like, this is what goes through my mind. This is the scene I see every time these cats go like this on the toilet and look over. Water go down the hole.
That's my daughter. She'll watch it. My daughter, she's into shit cartoons that are older than me. She wants to watch old Transformers and she likes the older stuff. She likes the old stuff. So it's cool. It's cool.
Listen, I go to sleep to the Transformers every night. So, you know, that's just my go-to cartoon. I grew up with cartoon, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats.
Yeah. I've been doing
one. I probably was there for it.
I've been doing X-Men lately, but I think it's just because I'm on my Marvel kick right now.
And hey, we understand.
Does the
we
phrase
understand it.
"not the mama" mean anything to either one of you?
Not the mama, not the mama. Yes, I say not the mama almost every other day. Yeah, not the mama is a phrase that is thrown around very much around here, around these parts. Not the mama all day.
I can't recall. I think I know what happened at the very last episode. I mean, the dinosaurs. Yeah, we all know what happened. But I don't think I watched it.
You can catch it on Hulu.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But don't do it.
For your childhood's sake, don't do it. Just let the dinosaurs just knock them off.
Because I can't fully remember if it was an asteroid or the tar pit.
It was the asteroid.
But we knew it was coming.
So just leave your happy memories right there, because that episode was just so sad. I mean, between them and Alf, I don't know how we survived, man. Because
I don't know what happened to Alf either. I've never seen the end of that.
They came and got Alf.
They took Alf.
They took Alf. They. You know, Alf. Black. You know, the alphabet soup was looking for Alf the whole entire series, but they finally got him at the end.
The Men in Black came and got him.
That was a fucked up ending.
Look,
way to go, guys.
Look, you could only talk about Melmac for so long before they were gonna Harry and the Hendersons. Okay.
Please no. Please don't. I was going to take you further back and go Mork and Mindy, but not Harry and Henderson's, please.
I thought Mork just went back to wherever he came from.
He did. He just, he did.
And how you have a Bigfoot live in your home?
Harry and the Hendersons was one of those shows where I always looked at it and was like, okay, I can suspend disbelief for so long, but this is just, this not working for me, Chief. This is not working. It's not working.
And then
this is totally not working for me, Chief. Okay. I'm gonna find something else.
And then there were the TGI Friday shows.
Oh yeah.
So you had your Full House.
Family Matters right after that.
Family Matters, Step by Step. Oh my God, what was show number 4?
Depending on what year Boy Meets World.
Yep. And then if you were lucky enough to be one of those homes that had cable, you had your Nickelodeon teen shows, because you had Clarissa Explains It All.
Yep.
And if you Sabrina, and if you didn't have cable, then you had network television, and on NBC you could watch Blossom.
Yep, Blossom.
Listen, her show. I just got one question though before you go there, Tora. Did Clarissa really explain anything to us?
No.
I didn't think so. I think Clarissa
didn't know shit. She can't explain shit she don't know. That's Clarissa explains it all. What you explain is
what you explain, Clarissa. I missed everything. What did you explain, girl? What did you explain? What did we learn? What did we learn on today's episode of Clarissa Explains It All? Nothing.
She was our kids' generation's Ned Declassified. Okay.
I tried with Ned one time. My kids were watching it. Decided to sit in on it. Tried one time.
And said no. You were good after that?
I was straight. I told my son, have at it. Here you go. Here's the remote. I'll see you later.
That's for you. That's for you guys. That's not for me. That's for you.
Okay. Let me explain to y'all how old I felt the other day when we were at Walmart and the kids brought me a book and they were like, look at this. So
don't do it. Don't do it.
So y'all remember Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Right.
Y'all remember his little friend?
Yeah.
The little fat, goofy mofo who had to go home to mama all the time. He now has his own book.
But why?
The underpants kid? Is he the
underpants? No.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe. I don't.
But why?
I don't know. And then, the girl version of Diary of a Wimpy Kid was the Dork Diaries, okay?
Yep.
And Brittany went up to book 5, I think, before she was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, they're at I think Brittany showed me it's like book 16. And I'm like, what?
16?
So since we...
Maybe even 20. I don't even know.
Since we talking books, I'll date myself even further. The Babysitter's Club.
Uh-huh.
What was
the Boxcar Kids?
The Boxcar Kids. What was the twins? Sweet Valley High. Oh God, Sweet Valley High. Sweet Valley High.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I could never get into none of them books. I'd be like, what the fuck? this shit sounds so unrealistic to me. I can't fuck with this.
That was the whole premise for me getting into it, was reading them, because you just knew this was just some off the wall, bad shit, crazy dumbness.
No. How I knew I was old. Y'all remember when the Vampire Diaries started airing on the CW?
We don't recognize that network on this podcast.
Yeah. Okay. We don't know them. We don't know them.
I know that network stopped being any good once they killed the frog. Okay? I know. I feel you.
Damn shame. Damn shame. Okay. Damn shame.
But,
yes.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how the Vampire Diaries is going, because I read the book series from 12 to 14, and I read every book in the series. There's not enough books for there to be that many shows. The first 4 episodes of the Vampire Diaries covered the entire series. I just want to throw that out there. So anybody who's listening and doesn't know, they've made an entire series that they've just pulled out of nowhere. There were 4 books.
Okay. They pulled out of nowhere?
No, I take that back. There were 6. But the first 4 episodes covered the entire series. Okay? That's it.
So they basically created a whole new universe, I guess.
There is no books. There's no books that support anything that's been going on lately.
Man, look. That show still come on TV?
I don't know if it does or not, but I know it pops up on my effing Netflix, and I'm like, no. No.
Speaking of Netflix, why does Netflix always seem to offer you TV shows and you just like, no, I wasn't interested then, I'm not interested now? Okay, sorry. Maybe that's just me, because Netflix will offer me some shows and you might like this. No, I didn't like it when it came out on regular TV.
Just because I checked to see if I've seen every episode of Charmed does not mean I want to watch the reboot.
Right.
You pulled 4 random witches from nowhere. There ain't nothing connected in them. When I watched Charmed, it was some sisters.
You know, if we were to get fully on the topic of television writing or writing in general, I think people's imagination or their creativeness have gone by the crap side. It's like we're rebooting series that shouldn't ever have been rebooted. No one has imagination now. Nobody has any creativity to create something different. Like, I don't want to see Melrose Place again. Okay, I don't care what era we going through. Melrose Place was Melrose Place because Melrose Place was at a time. Melrose Place was a timestamp of where we were, white kids together, and just saying, "Hey, there we go." Are you telling me that we still back there, or no? You're gonna reboot the show, but you're gonna update it so it feels like it's organic. Well, for those of us that grew up around that time frame, nothing organic about throwing a bunch of, for lack of a better word, people. Because I don't know about you.
I didn't think there was nothing organic about Melrose Place anyway. It was 90210 in a whole nother on a different street.
That's exactly what it felt like. It was 90210 down the block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Melrose Place, it's another damn neighborhood. The fuck?
Melrose Place was the college version of 90210 Save a Hoe.
Before the college years, because didn't they go to college in 90210?
Yes.
Okay. Like every sitcom that we grew up on, they all went to college and then it all fell apart after they got to college. Like somebody got hooked on drugs. That is
so true.
Somebody got hooked on something.
As get to college, shit happens. But when you stay your ass in high school and go to that damn summer job and work for Mr. What's his name, his daughter, you all right. But as soon as you hit college,
as soon as you hit college, your whole series just goes out the window. Like
out the window,
dude. You in high school. You was in high school for 4 years, but I mean, I say it like this: Sabrina was in high school for 6 years before she finally graduated. So
okay, but in her defense, she was balancing real life and magic life.
Yeah, so, that's true.
So there was probably a valid reason for her to spend 6 years in high school, because notice she didn't have this. The only boy that stayed the same was Harvey.
Harvey looked the same the entire damn series. Like Harvey didn't age.
But she had different
friends.
Okay.
No.
And let's talk about how when Sabrina finally got some new friends, like once she hit college, her friend, one of her best friends, was Punky fucking Brewster.
We went and found Punky. We went and found Punky from whatever neighborhood she was in to Didn't they spin off? Didn't
Ghetto?
they spin Sabrina off with her and Soleil Moonfire?
Did they what?
Didn't they spin off Sabrina with her and Punky Brewster? Didn't they have a show together? I don't know.
Did they have a show together?
Sabrina was one of those shows that it came on TGIF, so I was stuck because all I was trying to do was get to Boy Meets World. That was my show, and that was pretty much.
You were hanging out for Topanga, and you know it.
Hell yeah, no lies told.
I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody was hanging out for it.
No lies told. I was there for Topanga. That was it.
I was straight up hanging out for Will Friedle.
It's so funny because Will still looks the same.
He does.
Like Will, you can tell Will's older, but they do all look the same. They really do. They really do.
Look,
that and Corey's best friend,
Sean.
Sean was the bad boy that you knew. Just even before you saw his soft side, you knew he was the bad boy that you felt good about bringing home. Okay, so I had my preppy boy crush with Corey's older brother, and then I had my bad boy crush with Corey's best friend.
But Corey don't get no love.
I said Corey got no love. Polo Corey got no love.
Well, listen. Why did I just found out like 2 or 3 or maybe 3 years ago? Why I just found out that
Corey and Topanga got married and had 2 kids.
No, Ben and Fred were brothers.
I'm sorry. I thought that was a known.
No, I don't know how I didn't.
Now, even though they do not look, they don't
in my 30s
look related, but
it's the hair. The hair makes them look related to me. But
okay.
I did not know it. I was like, damn, they got the same last name. How the hell I didn't put this shit together?
Man. Ben and Fred are brothers. Yeah, it's so funny because Ben actually has a small cameo somewhere on the Wonder Years. I think it's somebody brought up a clip of it. He has like a small cameo in the Wonder Years.
I think he actually ends up playing like a cousin.
I think so, something to that effect. Yeah. So that brings us to our next topic. So what the heck did we do for fun? Because I don't know about y'all, but I climb trees.
We didn't advertise our stupidity on social media.
Oh, we did not.
You know what? I think that's the fact that we did not have social media was one of the best things ever for our childhood ever.
Very, very much so. Because
I feel like we had such an advantage because we didn't have social media.
Well, I mean, okay. One of the when you think about remakes, okay, movies that it would be nice to see kind of remade and updated, you realize that it's just not possible, okay? Because let's face it, if Ferris Bueller was running around doing this shit in 2016, that fool would not have been able to spend the day all over Boston.
Nah, we know about it. The minute he faked his sickness, we know about it.
Right. It wouldn't have been calling the school payphone, talking about how you're dying and in the hospital and got diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. No. And then the wonderful game of telephone throughout the rest of the high school. No, it would have been like on everybody's social media, forward to entire class.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's one of those. I would love to see Ferris Bueller updated. Okay.
I think it would be trash, and it definitely wouldn't be Matthew Broderick.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I loved Bueller, I was more after Cameron. Cameron was where my heart was. Oh.
Do you, Amy? Do you?
He was so tall. He was a wallflower. It wasn't about making a big scene. He just wanted to be left alone and stay in bed. Like, dude, it's just not worth it. Like, Cameron was the guy.
He wants to be left alone and stay in bed with his depressing ass.
Right, and I would have gladly curled up in bed with him. Okay?
Have you seen him?
I have.
Because guess what? We get old. But, okay, follow along with that one. Things that are considered old but not old enough for us. iPods.
I went to my first 7 iPods. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
No, I brought that into play because 4 out of 5 of my kids don't call what iPods. And I was like, y'all it's not that old. It's not that old to us. But to them, it's old.
Okay, so I didn't necessarily have an iPod, but I had my MP3 player, which just so happened to be my Verizon Motorola Razr.
Oh man, I loved
my Razr.
I loved
my Razr. And I almost bought the new version of it. That's how much I loved my razor.
Me too. I considered it. It was a consideration.
It was a
I
real
considered
hard
it too.
consideration.
Until, they were all like, it still folds in half, but when you unfold it, the screen is like solid. And I'm like, okay, look, engineering and physics ain't that good. You're not going to give me an LCD touchscreen and tell me I can fold it in half and then unfold it and it's fine. I'm dumb. I ain't stupid.
I think the thing that turned me off about it was the fact that you could unfold it. I didn't like that.
Samsung then created a whole line of phones with that. The first set is why I didn't get the first one was jacked up. The newer ones, they getting better, but it wasn't a razor. Like, it wasn't the razor I remember. Like,
yeah, that's not my razor.
That razor, like that
fold,
feel right.
Folded up was as thin,
right,
as your Samsung Galaxy 10, and you were like, fold it up.
The way it felt in your hand when you flipped it up, and then you just get it out your pocket and you flip. There's a feel to it, man. It was a feel to it.
I had
right, Tora. Like, all of that. Like, it was a feel to that flip. Like, I had it on lock. Pull it out my pocket. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just one finger on the side. Just flip it open. You know what I'm saying?
You had the leather halter for it, because that's basically what it boiled down to.
That pretty much
leather
what
halter.
the hell it was. That's what it was. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I had the pink razor, and I so wish I could unlock that thing, because mine is like locked. And I know there's photos on it, but I don't know what's on it. And I know that's like where my good music is.
Right.
Like the shit I was jamming to in the early 2000s, late 90s.
Which brings us to the next point. Music.
Man, look here. I am so glad that over the years I have lost, and some of it is unfortunately, but I've lost CDs and DVDs because I had a massive collection of CDs. Mm-hmm. I started purchasing my first CDs when I got my first job at 15. No, that wasn't my first job. That was my second job. At 15, I started my first job, second job. And I was able to, I spent time in CD Warehouse, Sam Goody, FYI.
FYE?
Yeah, FYE, I'm sorry. I spent hours in these places, scouring, buying CDs all over the place. From Chicago to here, like, I literally bought CDs all the time. Had a CD collection when I moved here, expanded that CD collection. Hell, I had Columbia House. I had 5 accounts with Columbia House.
You had the Netflix that came in the mail?
I didn't pay them a single penny, but I had 5.
No.
House
you did pay them a penny. Because that's how you got them CDs.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I paid them a penny. Yeah.
Okay.
I paid them a penny.
No. I remember those because I so wish I could find my In Vogue CD. Okay.
And
let me tell you, it's not even about CDs. Okay, it's not even about CDs. I miss my cassette tapes. Okay, because I had one, and every now and then I will see kids out playing basketball, and Curtis blows. They're playing basketball. That song comes to mind, and I so wish I could find that cassette. That one and my original 9 Inch Nails Closer cassette. Okay. Back when I was like 11 years old and my mama went, oh no.
I had first print CDs. Like, I would literally go to the store, release day Tuesday. Release days for most CDs, for most music was on Tuesday. I would be in the store on Tuesday when it opened and got first press releases. And I'm so mad that I don't have them, because a lot of those songs, especially different versions of different songs, you can't find them. And I was at the store on Tuesday. I used to cut class to go to the store.
I was going to say, how you in?
I used to cut class. I went to school
on Tuesday.
Because I went to school in downtown Chicago. And before you got to my school, there was at least one Sam Goody and one FYE.
Okay. Legit. I was just trying to figure out where did school come in?
Or when I got a little bit older and I'd say, okay, I got to go to school So I got to wait till I get out of school. We had a Circuit City, Best Buy, and a mile from my house.
A Circuit City.
Circuit.
I look forward to the weekends that I would go hang out with my dad, and I could talk him into taking me to Grapevine Mills and going to Virgin Records.
Virgin effing Records. Oh,
Okay.
I spent too many hours in there.
Okay.
Lots of
Not too
hours
many.
in there. Especially when they started opening up in like all the major cities, downtown Chicago had one. I was there.
Like Virgin Records was, you got your music, you got your merch, you got, if I remember correctly, at the Virgin Records at Grapevine Mills, you could even buy shoes. Like they were.
Yeah, weren't they right next door to the Hot Topic?
No,
Okay,
no.
different mall.
No, because Hot Topic came about the same time that Virgin Records was closing down.
Okay. Yeah.
It was kind of like Virgin Records was going out of business, coming soon, Hot Topic. Like, what?
Okay, so that's how I remember that. Yeah, okay. That is how I remember that. Virgin Records
Because that was right about the time that I hit, like the goth stage. Not this. Like I was running around in my too big for me jean coat, freaking baggy with the chain. The black.
You were not in the Jinkos, Amy.
I
You
was.
were not. That was not you in the Jinkos.
I was.
Please. Oh Lord.
I was.
The pants that if you close your legs, I could swear it's the whole jean skirt.
Yep.
Oh.
Complete with the combat boots.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Amy, is there photographic evidence of these things?
Let us not see it.
Thank God.
There's no photographic evidence.
No.
None?
Good. Let us not see it.
I can't see you with the size too big jeans on that look like a jean skirt.
Not the Jinkos. Not the Jinkos.
Thank God for being an early 80s baby.
Oh.
Kid. Okay. Nobody in my family enjoyed taking pictures except for my daddy. When I spent weekends with my daddy, I was as girly as they got.
Oh.
Nobody but your daddy, huh?
So as soon as you got back to the other side of town, it was back to being
back to the Jinkos.
I mean, back then I kind of ran the gamut in my clothes because my friends were like in all the different groups. So I had, I had my Western wear. Oh, hell yeah. Straight up.
Look, really? Oh.
With the lace ups. Oh yeah, I had it. I had the girly, preppy, just this side of Blossom looking outfits. Oh yeah. Those
were your church clothes?
No, those were my going to school clothes.
Oh.
I got on more than one occasion, I was mistaken for a substitute teacher. As an actual teacher by a substitute teacher because of the way I dressed and carried myself through the hall. Okay, that nerdy girl that you see in every reference to like early 90s high school?
Yep.
I was that girl, okay, in appearance. In the classroom, I was, the class clown jock?
Yeah.
I was that kid.
Gotcha.
But on appearance, I was the nerdy wallflower girl.
So but really you was Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
With a little bit of Shaggy mixed in.
Hey, I was gonna throw some of that in there too.
Because a good portion of my friends were the stoners.
I don't understand how Daphne and Thelma both dealt with Shaggy and Scooby. You just looking at it, Shaggy was high. Shaggy, you thinking your dog talk, dog. You get off the weed, Shaggy. Get off the weed.
Because look, their alternative was Pretty Boy.
He had a problem with red herring. Okay, so we gonna leave Fred alone. Fred had an unhealthy obsession with red herring.
Fred was that he did.
He had an unhealthy obsession with red herring.
I believe that Fred was our first closeted LGBTQ cartoon character.
Yeah.
Possibly.
As I've gotten older, I really do feel like Fred was just
I think he was closeted, and he used Daphne as his beard because I think Daphne knew. So he used Daphne as his beard. And look, I'm not throwing any shade. Hanna-Barbera was touching on some, touchy subjects back then. But I'm gonna need Fred to own it nowadays, okay?
Please. And stop blaming Red, because Red didn't do it.
Yeah, seriously, Red didn't give a damn. Like, he don't care.
Red, that was the one thing I always loved about A Pup Named Scooby.
Are we talking about the adults or the kids?
The kids, A Pup Named Scooby.
Okay, the kids.
A Pup Named Scooby. I love that. Yeah, he would red herring every episode. It's like, dude, Red minded his own business, not paying attention to you.
Right in his own lane. Don't go.
Leave the man alone.
Not paying attention to you.
Didn't you mess with the red herring like 4 episodes back, dude?
He messed with Red every single episode. I think Red was only.
And every single episode, Red had to come out his character and be like, it ain't me. Like, I ain't doing it.
It was like, I think Red only did it one time. Once, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I watched Pup Named Scooby. I think I might have to go back and watch Pup Named Scooby.
Okay.
But I think Red only did it one time. That was it.
While we're on the subject of Scooby-Doo and, talking about how old we are, can somebody please explain to me why Scooby's nephew Scrappy-Doo could talk in a way that you could understand him, but Scooby couldn't do anything?
I never understood that either.
Special
situations. I never understood. Maybe Scooby had a speech impediment, but I never understood that because Scrappy could have a whole long conversation with you, and he had a whole thing. But Scooby, on the other hand, was
were we all somehow drugged? Maybe Scrappy-Doo talk like Scooby too, but we finally got on the same drugs that
Shaggy was on.
That fucking Shaggy was on.
We can all understand it. I don't know.
I really want it to be the former and not the latter.
Listen. Between Scooby, Shaggy, Scrappy, Captain Caveman, and Son.
Captain Caveman.
Listen, that crossover right there was like, which drug is which? Okay. Captain Caveman was grunting all the time. His son talked.
No. Let's really date ourselves, okay? We went from the grape ape to Magilla gorilla
in a few short years.
Okay.
Magilla was like what, pink?
No, Magilla was purple. He was a lighter shade of purple, but purple nonetheless.
Wasn't it in the theme song that he was a purple gorilla or whatever it was? Wasn't it in the theme song? Okay.
So how did we go from the grape ape, who was essentially a purple gorilla, to Magilla gorilla?
Listen, all I know is Magilla gorilla, great ape, Sunday morning cartoon staples for me. I don't know about you guys here down in these parts. For me, that was a Sunday morning. That, and I think it would end with Top Cat.
Yeah, because that's when you were watching the good Cartoon Network cartoons with the Hanna-Barbera takeovers.
Oh, no, now I'm really dating myself. This was pre-Cartoon Network. Like, I remember the very, very first episode of anything that ever appeared on Cartoon Network. That's how young I am. This was UHF days. This was back when our cartoons in Chicago came on, especially on like Sundays, used to come on a VHS channel. UHF channel, I'm sorry.
It would have been the Texas equivalent of 21. It would have been the Texas equivalent of Channel 21.
Yeah, okay. Ours was like 50. I think we had 55 and 60.
Yeah, because in Oklahoma, Channel 13 was like Channel 4, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I need my PBS on Channel 13. We can't be doing this Channel 4 crap. Like, no.
It was so funny because I grew up with PBS being on Channel 11. When I moved down here, it was on Channel 13. So, it was like, and then you guys' CBS is Channel 11, where my CBS was Channel. Yeah. So it was like a real culture shock all the way around for me. Like every TV channel was different.
In Texas, CBS is Channel 4, NBC is Channel 5, ABC is Channel 8.
Right, ours was 7. So our channel lineup was.
Why are you tickled with that?
Our channel lineup was see. CBS was channel 11. I mean, no, not channel 11. CBS was channel 2. ABC was channel 7. NBC was channel 5. So
okay, so
2, 5,
NBC,
and 7. Yeah,
so
2, 5,
NBC
7.
has stayed the same.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
I think NBC just brought a lock on 5. We're not going anywhere.
Well,
Going to be on 5.
it made sense because the peacock had 5 feathers.
You know, now that you mention it again, it does. Hey, you learn
Well,
something new
technically
every day.
4 feathers plus the head of the peacock made 5. And
Yeah,
it was
you
always really so.
learn something new every day. Okay, cool. Yeah, I never really thought about it like that. Like, okay, yeah. But yeah, and then like
It was the logo. It was, and that, like, it was a logo.
Right. So for us, channel 11 was PBS, or as it was called, the Chicago WTTW. And we pretty much didn't have anything else on that end of the knob. You had to go down to the bottom of the knob because the other knob, the UHF knob, because Fox was 32.
For us, it was 33.
And then we had channel 50 and channel 66, which were 2 channels that God only knows what. A lot of stuff played on 50 and 66 is all I gotta say. Like, that was all the old school shows that played on those 2 channels. Oh, and then we had one, the Christian network was on 38. There we go.
That was like 54 for us. No. For me, it was tuning into channel 27 every day at 3 o'clock, especially during the summer because you couldn't do it during the school year. Channel 27 at 3 o'clock for Jerry Springer.
Jerry.
And now it's time for Springer's final thoughts.
Man, look. Springer for us was on one of those stations. All I know is I came home from school every other day, and yeah, I was with the Jerrys because Jerry Springer used to come on, and if I got home early enough, right before the cartoon block came on, so if I came home from school early enough, I catch Jerry Springer, the end of Jerry Springer, basically the fights, and then right into the cartoon, right into the cartoon block or whatever the block was. But yeah.
I started watching Jerry more as a teenager, so I went from Sally Jesse Raphael, Jerry Springer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went there. Sally Jesse Raphael to Jerry Springer, right into Ricky
Jimmy
Lake.
Jones.
Ooh, yeah, I was wondering where you was gonna get into Ricky Lake because
right into Ricky Lake. Okay.
And Jenny, nobody watched Jenny Jones but me.
Jenny came. Well, see, for me, for us, Jenny came on during the day. So like Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse Raphael, and what was the other one? It was one more. It wasn't Maury. It was right before Maury. What was the dude with the glasses on? Right hair? No, Donahue. Phil Donahue. Donahue. So it was Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, and then Ricky Lake.
So for the record, before Donahue, you had Oprah.
Yeah, man.
Throw that out there, okay? Because Donahue was replaced by Dr. Phil.
Was that who replaced him?
Yes.
Technically, yeah.
So
it took some years, but yeah.
So we went from Phil Donahue to Phil whatever.
Dr. Phil McGraw.
That's
right,
it.
from Phil Donahue to Phil McGraw.
Okay. And then when they dropped Sally, because Sally just got to be like, I don't know how you were gonna do Sally Jesse. You were gonna start with an old white chick and end with a young white chick. Okay. And I get it. Ricky had a little bit of flavor in there somewhere. I don't know where it was, but Ricky was the epitome of like every white girl everywhere.
Yeah.
And
she was doing something.
Yeah.
I didn't understand Ricky's purpose. What was Ricky's purpose?
What happened when
to start shit?
Okay.
As soon as that doorbell ring, ding ding. All right, it's about to pop off. Ricky Purpose was to start that shit.
She was Springer and Maury in one.
Man, look. She really was. She really was Maury before Maury was Maury.
Okay. She took a little bit of Springer, a little bit of Maury, and a little bit of Geraldo. Mm-hmm. She added a little bit of a girly drama twist. Mm-hmm. And then she went poof show. She added a doorbell.
Until y'all just said something about it, I forgot all about the doorbell. Because I watch Ricky like randomly if I would just happen to be at home early enough. I didn't really watch. I watched Ricky, but I didn't watch Ricky like that. The one that I always watch, because to this day still has the best show ever, Maury Povich.
Results are in.
You are not the father.
And the test results say, Jimmy, you are not
the father.
The father. Tommy, you are not the father. James, we understand that you are Sarah's uncle, but you are the father.
I gotta tell you, every single episode, and they used to hook you too. We'll have the results right after this commercial break. Now you sitting there watching every Everest, whatever college, get off your butt, go to school commercial, whatever lawyer was. Oh my God, commercials. Jesus, we had some of the worst commercials ever. Anyway, all those commercials just to get to a point where you have to go to another commercial just to get to the test results. And then after the test results, you got to go through another set of commercials just to see them run to the backstage area.
Right. Like, it was always hilarious to me. Jimmy didn't want to be the dad. And then when he found out he was not the dad, he was upset. He was not the dad. Like, fool, you just spent the last 35 minutes telling everybody how much you didn't want to be the father. How there was no way this was your kid.
Right.
Because look at his ears. That was your whole thing. Look at his ears.
A whole teleprompter over there just circling shit like, look at this. It's not my kid. It's not my kid. You just like,
and then the test results came back and agreed with you. You're right. That ain't your kid. And now you mad. That's not your kid.
Right. What always tripped me out more was that the woman would be mad. It's just like, brought him on the show.
More importantly, why this girl had to bring 4 men on the show? You had to tell the whole world what a hoe you are?
I'm just saying. Yeah, saying.
I could never understand how they were keeping up with this shit. Like, okay, if it takes X amount of time to get pregnant, you didn't think to say, hey, you know what? I know that during this time and this time.
Because see, the thing of it was, she was running that trade with Jimmy and Tommy and their friend Billy and Bobby. But she was able to remember that Billy and Bobby couldn't finish because Billy and Bobby realized what kind of hoe she was.
Just saying.
And the girl was never pretty. The girl looked like she came right out.
There was never a pretty girl.
Like, she always looked like she came right out of the meth trailer park.
You know what? When it comes to these shows, I would say that my kids really do like these shows, and it's like it's weird, kind of weird. But do y'all know how old these shows are? Like, you know how long Maury been telling these people they ain't the daddy? Like, I was like 10, bro. Like, he's been doing this for a long time. You figured he would have ran out of material, but I guess stupid people is born every day.
Every day.
Let's talk about the fact that Springer was a politician.
And a lawyer.
Before he started this, okay?
Yep.
Before we were all chanting Jerry, Jerry, Jerry in a studio and at our televisions.
A whole ass mayor. Mayor of a major city. now we just Jerry. And then Jerry's bodyguard got his own show.
Steve.
Now we yelling Steve.
Steve.
My favorite part.
But we've been yelling Steve.
Right, we was yelling Steve when Steve was on Jerry.
Yeah.
My favorite part of Jerry Springer was when Steve got on stage to break up a fight. His shirt was ripped off. It was like, ooh. And all the time, it was a tight fitted black single pocket t-shirt.
Steve, those shirts. I'm pretty sure all the ladies was happy.
Yes.
Me personally, I just when Steve got his show, the very first thing I thought of was the bodyguard from Jerry Springer.
Mm-hmm.
The dude that broke up the fights.
And what
he was always so quiet, though. He was always the quiet.
He was.
But no, get the right guest on his show, and he was the first one to throw a chair.
Listen. To this day, that is going to be that behind Cash Money Records for the 990 to the 2000. On a chair. Throwing the first chair. It's always going to be. It lives rent free in my mind. That episode of the Boondocks explained everything. One chair. Your chair, whole fight breakout. That's me. That's me.
How I got my pretty silver bracelet in my own home.
Or a
and
chair.
I didn't throw it. I kicked it.
See, there you go. You kicked the chair. Some people throw chairs, and then you got Steve all in your face after you threw a chair. Yeah.
No, I had Officer Tweedledee and Tweedledum, who I had to look at and remind them that I had Barbie dolls older than them.
That's what you should have told the kid at the grocery store that day.
Look, I've had them look at me when I'm like, I got bras older than you. And they look at me and I'm like, look, somewhere buried in all my stuff in my grandmother's shed is one of my training bras. So when I tell you I got bras older than you, I ain't lying. Okay?
They don't want to believe. They don't want to.
I've probably got a pair of thongs in my collection that are older than you. So I'm going to need you to sit down.
I died.
So here's something to think about. Talk about the 90s, two times. 30 years ago, bro. The 90s was literally 30 years ago.
Tora, I know that our listeners can't see this, but this is what I have to say to you.
How about this? I was reading this one tweet, and this chick was like, she's like, I was taken aback. I'm a school teacher, and I was taken aback because the student started off his paper back in the late 1900s. Feel attacked. Y'all should feel attacked.
That kid would have got detention.
Man, look here. Back in the late 1900s. No, sir.
He's talking about like the 90s. He was literally talking about the 90s, and he said back in the late 1900s.
I mean, he's correct, but no, sir. No, right. Sir.
No, sir. No, he's correct. No. Yeah, he's right, but damn.
Brittany's favorite joke is, Mom, did they have color TVs when you were growing up?
You know, honestly, for a long time, you know, we were still getting into the color age. You know, color TV was like 60s, 70s. We were just getting
that. That was the difference between the UHF and the VHF channel.
Oh, yeah. Color? Yeah, the colors. Yeah. One was in color, one was not. Yes. That was it. That was the one. Wow, we are old. The fact that you and I age remembers that, because Tora's like, nah, I don't remember that. Yeah, that's what that was. That's what that was. Oh my God.
So here's some interesting things that are they began in the 90s and they've evolved into so much more.
Yes. And let's start with that boy started at the bottom. Now he's here. Okay. Y'all remember Degrassi, where Drake got his start?
You know what? No. He's actually too young for me to remember. I
You don't remember the little basketball star who thought he was hot shit?
Nope. I didn't watch Degrassi. I watched something else.
No.
There was another
Remember, there
show that I
were
watched.
two. Drake's Degrassi would have been younger than Tora. Tora would have watched the original Degrassi from the earlier 90s. Like, remember, they had Degrassi, and then there was the new class, and then
the new class or something they was.
The crackheads or whatever it was. Degrassi. So, yeah, she would have missed Drake's Degrassi. Like, yeah. Did we even watch Degrassi by that time?
No,
Anybody?
It was another show. I cannot think of what it was called, but there was another show that would come on Nickelodeon early in the morning, and it was a good show, but it was not Degrassi. It was something else.
Was it Sweet Valley High?
No, man.
Because I'm telling you, that is where I watched Drake get his start. That boy went from being the hot shit basketball player who picked on everybody to being the boy in a wheelchair who started a music career because he gave up on basketball.
Let's be honest. He picked on everybody. Like, I mean, I didn't watch the show, but he looked like he could bust a grape in a fruit fight. Let's be honest. Like, he was the bully.
But at Degrassi, he was the hot shot jock, well on his way to a full ride basketball scholarship.
So, in the words of all of us that are old enough to remember, who shot Drake? Because every time I think about Drake getting shot, I always think of who shot JR. Who shot Drake?
I do believe it was the druggy white kid who had enough of his shit.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't watch. Like
I did. I told y'all I was the nerd girl. Okay, like
You know what? I will say that Amy is right, but the only reason I say Amy is right is because the video he came out with a couple of years where he reunited the cast, and I remember reading some things on the back, some background about it, and that was one of the things that I read.
Gotcha.
Degrassi was my Days of Our Lives.
Like Sands through
Another show, though. I just can't think of what the other show was. It was good.
And Drake was in it?
No, it was just a teenage type of show, and it was good. Oh, speaking of teenage type of shows that was really good, did y'all watch My So-Called Life with Jared Leto and Claire Danes?
I didn't. I missed that.
Oh my gosh, that shit was so good. With Jared Leto, that's when Jared Leto first popped on the scene, and that's where I know Jared Leto from.
I think I watched it for like 2 episodes, and then like I couldn't get into it because Claire changed her entire she went from being the Molly Ringwald preppy girl to like this overnight goth girl strictly for Jared Leto, and I was like, girl, I need you to stop. This boy ain't worth it.
He was so stupid, but it was a sexy stupid. And then here's my shame. I really had a crush on her best friend. He was gay, the gay best friend. I didn't have a gaydar back then, and if I did, it was not working. But yeah, and I used to think that her best friend was so cute, and my mom was like breaking it down to me slowly, like, "Hey, not that one."
Cute now, but no.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. What about cell phones?
So as we discussed, my Razor was my favorite phone, but I had phones from anybody. I'm really dating myself hard here. I got my first phone through Radio Shack when
indestructible Nokia.
When you get it for
Is that what it was?
a penny. No, I didn't have the indestructible Nokia phone. I didn't have that until I moved here. I had a Motorola C-Tech, one of the first Motorola flip phones. I had a knockoff something or another that Radio Shack was selling at that point too. Like I had about 4 cell phones before I moved to Texas. And then after I got here, I got LG clam phone or something. Had that for a while. Then I had the indestructible Nokia phone. And then
the indestructible Nokia that you could buy the interchangeable faces.
Yes. Yes, because I think
I didn't like.
I bought mine out the box blue, and I changed the face to something else.
I didn't get my first cell phone until graduation day. I was 18 and graduating, and the reason it wasn't any big phase to me to not have a cell phone is because I had a pager.
Well, I had one of those too.
And it was not the fat chunky one, but the little bitty mine was red. Little bitty tiny one out.
Yep, I had a green one. I had because my birthstone is green. So I had an emerald green one.
I did not have the pager. I did not have the pager, but my boyfriend did, and my favorite thing was to call the pager number and type in 143.
Isn't that I love you or some shit?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, I remember this code. Well, hold on.
How old are we?
Man.
It was 143. And then, like, within 20 minutes, he would call me back and be like, I love you too.
Now that we're talking about calling people back, think about it.
Right?
Hey,
right?
Hey, Holmes. I used to have to make sure I had at least $1 worth of quarters on me at any point in time because of payphones.
$5 phone card. Punch
in the $5 phone card.
Right.
Punch in the 32 digits.
Yes.
One 2-minute phone call.
Oh, man. When phone cards first hit the scene, But see, back then when I was still using phone booths, 25 cents, you talking phone as much as 22.
I remember I had went to a phone booth one day and it said 35 cents and I lost my shit. Like
yeah. The day I seen
how y'all trying to take my job? I lost it.
The day I seen the first damn phone booth that said 35 cents, I said, what?
What the hell?
I remember
when I only got a quarter.
Right.
I remember when it jumped to 50 cents.
I remember that too.
Yeah. I remember when it jumped to 50 cents. By that time, I had my cell phone. So it was just like, I just had. But you know what though? What trips me out to this day is that technology has gotten better. Technology has gotten great. Why is it that cell phones back in the day used to have a battery that would last all goddamn day?
Facts.
Like,
but maybe it's because we didn't have all that shit on our phones like we do now. Our phones was pretty much to call.
Yeah.
Now we texting, calling. We got checking social media. We got all these different apps trying to find food and banks and shit. Maybe that's why. But
music, videos. We have maps constantly running, so we know how to get from A to B.
Yeah.
True that. Okay. All right.
Like, I'm not going to lie, and Brittany and my mom have found out why it is I run GPS on my phone. I have a tendency to zone out when I'm driving. So I use GPS to keep me alert.
you need Kate to come through there and just like, hello, you need to make a left turn.
I could no longer stand the Google bitch, her annoying voice.
You know, you could change her like 3 different
I did. I changed it to the Google douche.
Okay. What are you using now?
Huh?
Whose voice are you using now?
The Google douche.
Oh, okay.
It's not as fun when he yells at me.
No.
Turn now. No. Okay, it's not as fun.
No.
Because my Google douche, he's a little on the side. I haven't figured out how an AI voice can be like that, but you can hear it. And I'm not mad at him. I'm not judging, but I need a little bit more. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go back to the Google bitch because she was demanding. I felt terrified if I didn't do it. I'm screaming back at her. With him, I'm like, I know, dude. I know. Give me a minute. With her, I'm like, shut up. I know. Okay, back off. Again, this was another sign that I was old because I was screaming
at your phone,
at my phone, and I'm thinking to myself, my phone's not going to respond, but as the phones keep evolving, I'm afraid at some point she's going to scream back at me and be like, you know what, you're on your own, and then just shut down. I'm going to be like, no, because I want to end up in the backwoods somewhere, and the next thing I'm going to hear is, and I'm going to be like, oh God. Next thing I know, I'm going to be tied to a tree butt naked. It's going to be scary, okay? And it's going to be an updated scene of Deliverance. Yes, again, I just dated myself.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So next.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Tora. Go ahead. I just missed all of that. Say it again.
I'm saying so next.
Where do we go from Deliverance? After that, it's just like everything's downhill from there.
School shooter drills. Y'all remember when it went from being storm drills?
Mm-hmm.
See,
fire drills. And I'll say this: I never experienced the full the drills that they do, the shooter drills that they're doing now, because it was fresh. It didn't happen until, so there was no real protocol to go by as far as going in a room, going hide, and all this other stuff. It was just like, oh shit, I can't believe somebody actually shot up the school.
If my timeline is correct, and I may be off by a year or so, but I think by the time Columbine happened, I was out of school. I think. If I'm not
Columbine
entirely
happened,
mistaken.
I remember I was in high school. I want to say that I was a freshman, maybe a sophomore.
Tora, you and I are like the same age, aren't we? Like, what's the age difference between you and me?
I think a few months.
I was gonna say, because we
But
both.
the way it is that, you got to remember, even though it's a few months, my birthday is in September, and they wouldn't let me start until September. So technically, me and you probably should have been in the same grade, but you may have graduated before I did.
Okay, because I know there's 2 years between me and Cookie.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So this happened in '99. So yeah, I was well out of high school by then.
It happened in '99.
Yeah, I was in my that's what I was trying to think, because I was in my senior year.
You was in your senior year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I was in my junior year.
Because I was technically out of school in '99, because I graduated December 15th of 1998, but I walked with my class in May of '99. So
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I was damn, I thought this happened like my freshman or sophomore year, but I guess this happened in junior.
Okay, more importantly, can we talk about how all these shootings, these mass shootings, happened in Colorado? You had Columbine, and then fast forward a few years, we had the Batman movie, which incited a theater shooting.
Yeah, but they're not happening anymore because everybody's high and chill now.
But yeah, no.
I don't know. I honestly, I didn't make the connection until you just said something. I never made the connection. It was just, I think it's just so, I kind of feel bad for our kids because they have to go through this. This is not something that we had to do.
Well,
Or we had to teach them. This is a shooter drill. I couldn't tell them what to do. I can't tell them what to do. And even worse is, like, anytime I think about a shooter drill or somebody shooting up a school, I think about that damn commercial. It's like burnt into my brain now forever. And that's some tough shit.
Honestly, I think the shooter drills are kind of like right on target with the way the schools are now, because now the schools even have safe places within them.
I mean, I'm not saying that the shooter drills shouldn't happen. It's just like, this is what we came to. Because shooter drills for the kids seems a little bit stressful these days. But I remember having tornado drills. It was like, grab the book, let's go outside and go squat so we can have a nap.
Okay, but at the same time, our grandparents, and maybe even, our parents, just depending on the age difference, because I know, like, my dad was much older than my mom. Not much older, but older. You had your nuclear bomb drills. So, I mean, it seems far-fetched, but is it really?
I mean,
our parents were
I don't think it's so much that it's far-fetched. It's just sad reality. a shitty reality. It's a necessary evil. It's shitty that they gotta go through that, and it's shitty that this is some shit they have to worry about. This is what they have to worry about: getting shot at school. Like this was never a worry of mine, even after Columbine and the whole trench coat mafia thing or whatever situation there was. They had. It was never a thought.
I could remember seeing my friends roll up in their, dualies with a freaking rifle in the back window. Like, it wasn't, it was kind of one of those, all right, cool. 'Cause growing up where I grew up, the guys were, leaving the farm and rolling up to school with the rifle in the back window on the gun rack.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but ugh. It's the thought that this is just one extra thing for them. It's not something that I can relate to because we didn't have those drills. You talk about a drill, we're thinking, yes, let's go outside, let's waste some time. We're not thinking about, okay, what do you do if you're stuck in the bathroom during an active shooter? Like, what the hell kind of shit? This is the stuff that the kids gotta worry about these days.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
when we first moved here, Brittany had been at her new high school for all of 3 weeks, and they were on a code yellow. I think code yellow here was a lockdown, but it was kind of like a soft lockdown. And I'm like,
what? Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? I don't know what any of that means. I have no idea what any of the codes mean or anything like that. All I know is that if there's an active shooter, then I need my baby. I need to go get my kid.
I mean, the fact that we now have school resource officers, not the truancy officer, but a police officer that is on loan from the local police station to patrol the school.
Mm-hmm.
So now we really, is he there to protect them? Or is this, like really, 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 really minimum security prison?
So, that's a good point.
I mean, because you get a kid wandering the hall because, they cut class because it's what kids do.
Uh-huh.
We did it.
Uh-huh.
There's a police officer on his tail. What are you doing? I'm going to my locker. I'm going to the bathroom. Like,
he's going to ask 101 questions anyway, too. So, I don't know. It's just, I hate that the kids have to go through that. And I kind of hate that I don't really have any advice. Like, there's nothing I can tell them to do. Because that's not something that we had to deal with. I mean, they have some things that are I think right now they have the best of the internet, not social media, but the best of the internet.
If they could only learn how to utilize it properly.
Right. I mean, that's up to them individually, but I think they have the best of it. However, I will say that we had the best reality shows, and we actually had reality, not scripted reality. The Real World first season, that shit was good because it was just no. You disagree? No.
I liked Real World Road Rules.
I did not get into road rules. I was like, why the fuck they just can't go to the house and sit at one spot? Why they gotta travel for this shit? I don't know. I just couldn't get into the road rules. I think that's where it started getting shaky and janky and getting thrown off a little bit.
Interest in the real world and I kind of just was like, nope, I'm done with this. First off, when MTV stopped playing music, okay, when I had to go from MTV to MTV2 to watch some music, okay, because here I am at almost 40. I can tell you,
I get that.
That in August, oh God, here I go dating myself, I want to say August of 1987, Video Killed the Radio Star aired for the first time on MTV as the first music video ever played on air. In August of 1987. What bothers me even more is that in August of 1986, chicken nuggets were introduced to the McDonald's menu.
Man.
You talking? Listen. Don't come from my age now. Wait a minute, because that's what you're trying to do. Don't be over
Come
there
on
starting no
now.
shit.
Not the 1986 chicken nuggets, man.
For 30,
I
look,
don't know nothing about that. I was a baby. I wasn't even here. I don't know nothing about that.
I was 5 years old, and let me tell you,
Uh-uh.
that was the beginning of the end. That was beginning of the end because my favorite thing on the planet to get from McDonald's is McNuggets. Give me the whatever meat that is that you're passing off as chicken, and I'm pretty sure it's rat. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it's rat. But give it to me, okay? To this day, nobody knows what a chicken nugget is made of because it damn sure ain't chicken.
No, it's not.
It damn sure ain't chicken. But I guess that's right up on par with the fact that Subway tuna fish is not actually fish.
And a McRib is not a McRib.
Listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Subway tuna fish, like
Don't.
it, it,
Josh
no. If I go to Subway and I see the tuna sitting out, I don't want the tuna. So the tuna fish at Subway ain't never appealed to me because it look hot, and I ain't about that hot tuna life.
No, see,
So I
I've
never
always
had
gotten it when
any.
it was relatively fresh. Josh had to ask me the other day not to eat it, and I was kind of right there with Brittany. Like, if you fed me monkey poop and told me it was pudding, and then waited 20 years to tell me it wasn't pudding, it was monkey poop, I'm probably still going to eat it because I'm convinced it tastes good because you told me it was pudding. I don't care that the Subway tuna fish may not actually be fish. Shit tastes good.
My whole thing is, how is it that Subway's been around forever and 4 days and had the same tuna sandwich on his menu for
Uh
forever
huh.
and 4 days, and now all of a sudden you
Uh
want to tell
huh.
me that it's not tuna?
Now
Then
all of a
what the
sudden,
hell is it?
worry about
Apparently, it has
me.
zero fish in it at all.
What the hell was it? Is it what kind of
I don't know.
meat is
But
it?
whatever it is, it's mixed with mayonnaise and it tastes really fucking good. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't care. The same way I don't know what a McDonald's McNugget is. I know it ain't chicken. I know it ain't chicken. Ain't no way in my life I have ever seen chicken in any way, shape, or form that resembles that form. Chicken does
Round.
not tear that way. No.
None of
No.
that. Mm.
Not. So I know it's not chicken. I don't care what it is. It could be some sort of soft memory foam crap that you've been feeding me for the last 35 fucking years. That's fine. That's fine. Deep fry it in that 7 day old oil that should have been changed at the beginning of last week and feed it to me.
That grease that every time you eat anything, it tastes like the fish fillet sandwich. That shit. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. Feed it to me. Feed it to me. Because if you're going to make me choose between Wendy's fries, Burger King fries, and McDonald's fries, I'm taking McDonald's fries all day.
Every day. Like whatever. Okay.
Only if they're
Okay.
hot.
Yeah, only if they're hot. I'm gonna date myself a little bit further back because Wendy's used to have some of the best damn fries on the market.
They did.
And I don't know what
They
the hell
did.
they
This
decided to
natural
do.
cut shit.
I don't
Dave died.
Why they changed that up?
Dave
don't know
died.
what they did. And
Who?
Dave died. Dave died.
Oh,
oh
you're
yeah, Dave did
right.
that. Yeah, Dave died.
You're
So
right.
and then Burger King used to have crinkle cut fries, if I'm not mistaken. And
Were
then
they sprinkle?
yeah, and they went to this bullshit that they got now, and I'm just like,
No.
why?
Wait. Let's date ourselves really well. Did y'all remember when you could roll up to McDonald's and get a small fry, roll up at Burger King and get a small fry, and then you were supposed to go over to your dial-up, kill a couple of fucking robots trying to connect to the internet, and place your vote on who had the better fries?
Oh man, I remember that one. that little
Go over to your dial up. Oh, man.
man.
Yes, I did just say, and kill a couple of robots because it always felt like you were murdering robots listening to that dial up when you hit that busy signal.
That modem sound, boy, just the sound, just No. All right. So right before we delve any deeper, I'm just going to tell y'all the last Real World series, and I was a Real World watcher. I watched them all up till season 12. After that, I couldn't do it anymore because it just got sad. It just got sad. I couldn't. That's when I realized that it wasn't even real anymore because
At
some
that
of the
point,
storylines were kind of rehashed from the last season of the last season of the last season. Like I've seen this story before in this real world back here. That's when it started dawning on me like, no, this ain't the same no more.
let's talk about how when they went and one of their real world things that they had to do together as a group was go to the WWE. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And that's how The Miz
how we found out
came
that
to be.
Mike liked wrestling.
Yep.
Uh,
The Miz.
that's when
Mike
we
the
found
Miz
out.
douchebag.
That's when we found out that Mike was a huge wrestling fan, and I still don't like him.
Because I got to tell you, at that point, I was really done with the real world and I was done with the WWE.
Wait, Mike was on what? Mike was Back to New York. Was he on Back to New York, or was he on?
He did 2 seasons.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Was he in New York, or was he? Was he in the Back to New York one, or was he? He definitely wasn't in New Orleans because I remember that cast vividly. New Orleans has to be probably one of my favorite ones. Shit, which one was Mike on? I can't remember which one he was on, but I know for a
Los
fact
Angeles.
he was on Los Angeles. Okay,
Hold on. Was it Los Angeles? Tammy Roman was on Los Angeles.
God, I remember her. She was.
Tammy Roman was on Los Angeles. I think he was on one like 2 seasons after that.
He was on
We have
Battle
internet.
of the Seasons, 2002.
Right, but what season was he?
What's his original season though?
What was his original season? Because he couldn't have been in a battle if he wasn't in the original.
No, he did Battle of the Sexes too, and he did the Inferno and the Gauntlet.
So, yeah, he was in New York. Back to New York.
Oh, he was on the Back to New York one.
Yeah, he was in the Back to New York one. Yep. He was in Back to New York. I knew he was. I knew he didn't make it. Because again, I didn't watch past Las Vegas. Like once we got to Las Vegas, I had all I could take.
I think I stopped at Hawaii.
Hawaii was awesome, man. Hawaii was
like, why is this man's entire like IMDb nothing but WWE?
Because you know what, this dude, I admire him, and let me tell you this: when I watched him on Real World, he was like a little young kid. Oh, I want to be a wrestler. I'm going to be a wrestler. You're just like, fuck out of here, whatever. And then he did it. He manifested that shit. He went out and made it happen. He made sure we knew his name. And I salute that. Kudos to him. He's all wrestling because isn't he married to a wrestler?
Yep.
So he's married to a wrestler. He does this wrestling. That's all he does. That's the thing he always wanted to do with his life, and now that's what he does. So kudos to him.
Yeah, I mean, he really spoke that into existence. Like that,
He really did. I give him nothing but credit for that.
That's all he was about. Like that's all he wanted to do, and he went out and did it, and he's been doing it.
And it's like, who actually aspires to be a professional wrestler? Oh, he did. He did it, and he used his real. He used the name he said he was going to use and everything. So, yeah, kudos to Miz. Yeah, I give it to him. He did the damn thing.
And been doing it for a very long time.
A long time.
19 years? Almost 20 years now. Damn, that kid been in the business for almost 20 years. Damn.
And the fact that he's a year younger than you, you're referring to him as a kid.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Like literally, this guy should have just made 41 this year, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, should have made 41 in October. So yeah. Wow. Yeah. Damn. All right. So where else we want to go with this? Because we didn't got all the way to the Miz. If we get to Black Planet in MySpace, it's a wrap. We call it a day.
Well, I mean, I guess in the world of social media and dial-up, I mean, who remembers the AOL chat rooms and back when Yahoo chat rooms were a thing?
I was never really into the chat room. I don't know. I had a little
I can
boyfriend
still
at the
tell
time.
you what my AIM screen name was, okay? And I don't know why this sticks out in my head for whatever reason, but it does. Kid 627840. Or no. Yeah. Kid 624870. Why that sticks out in my head and is something I remember till the end of time, I do not know.
I'll be dead ass honest with you. I don't remember mine. I don't. I sadly
Didn't have it.
Do not
Didn't
remember
have it.
mine. I just know that dial up was hell. And then to wait for a response was even worse. Like you type out and you wait, and then you wait, and then you wait, and then there was a response. And if they had a really crappy internet connection,
No, somebody in your house picks up the other line.
oh,
Your mama's hollering at you to get off the computer because she's going to call you a grandmama. No, you hang up the phone. I'm in the middle of a conversation.
yes.
Grandmama will still be there tomorrow.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I may never have these chat friends again.
I had a little fling during that time frame and met somebody.
I did too.
Not where I lived, and you know.
And unfortunately, I was using my boyfriend's internet to meet this person and talk to them.
Oh my God. So I had that. I still have a MySpace page. Am I active on it?
My password. Oh, I couldn't get into it if I wanted
to. I still know my password, I think. And
before there was Instagram, there was Tagged.
Man, good God. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You know, Tagged is now turned into like a rating, and people can buy you.
What is it?
Word.
I managed to access my Tagged account, and I had been bought and traded. I think just looking through the logs of it, like 75 times. And I'm like, wow, if you guys only knew how old I was now and that picture is nothing like what I look like now. They'll be like, nah, bitch, you can take her for free. Just get her off my hands.
Wow.
Yeah, you can now buy and trade and.
Wow. Okay. All right. And I did have a Black Planet page.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I think I went on there.
She didn't have a Black Planet page. But I mean, listen, there were some that had Black Planet pages. I will not lie.
Were they woven?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Some did. Some were Wovickies. Yeah, they were Wovickies.
Wow.
In every sense of the word.
Yeah. And I didn't want to make the jump that's what Black Planet was. But I guess that's kind of like on the whole, there was something for everyone because now you got, you know, Jewish singles and Christian mingle and
yeah.
And all these other ones. Now it's like, y'all ever thought about meeting people organically? Like, whatever happened to meeting your soulmate in the produce section of the local supermarket?
Men kind of messed it up for everybody because then they became all super, super creepy, and women are just like, I will
you don't stroll up on a woman when she's looking at eggplant because she's going to go home and make eggplant parmesan, or when she's sitting there looking at cucumbers because she's trying to make a fucking salad, or she's thinking she's English and going to have a tea party making cucumber sandwiches. Like, you don't stroll up on a woman at that point in time. Okay.
Oh, no, you don't.
look at her when she's over there looking at a head of lettuce. When she's over there looking at apples.
Something.
Don't approach her when she's looking at cucumbers, eggplants, peaches, oranges, grapes, because all she's gonna associate you with is
pineapples.
Right. She's gonna associate you with things that are
yeah.
I can replace. See, I can get all of the satisfaction that I would get from you with none of the effort and none of the commitment and none of the baggage. Eggplant, you. Eggplant, you. Eggplant, you. I can get two purposes out of the eggplant. I can get one out of you. Yeah, I went there. You knew I was gonna.
You did.
You knew I was gonna. Okay, and can we talk about how emojis, like how the peach emoji became a reference for an ass, and an eggplant emoji became a reference for a dick? Like, how? How did we get to the eggplant emoji for that? How did we not come up with a cucumber emoji for that? Because I'm sorry, I'm telling you right now, if girl is going after an eggplant, step away. Step away, because nobody should be that loose.
As far as the emojis go, I didn't have none of those when I was coming up, so I can't relate. I don't know. I don't know. That's not something we thought about when we was growing up. Emojis? What the hell word is that? That sounds like some.
We made smileys. We made smileys with a colon and a parentheses.
Yeah, you made a heart. The closest thing to bad that I knew how to do was boobs on the pager. 80085. That's all I knew.
The same, and you learned that one because of your damn calculator.
Yeah, exactly. So, or hoes. 40, what was it? 403 yes, or 4035, or whatever that was. I mean, I don't know. Emojis.
43770. Hello.
See, so I can't relate.
I loved it when my pager upgraded to where I could actually read the message that came across the pager and didn't have to punch in the numbers. You just saw the message scroll across the screen. Like,
no. For me, we always did
voice to text before voice to text was a thing.
Yeah, voice to text before it was all a thing. Call me. I'm lonely. Okay, I will call now.
So now that we've come, I guess we've kind of come full circle since we're back on talking about the things from nowadays. Is there anything you guys miss?
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, I think we
a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, with the bowl of cereal. Saturday morning with the bowl of cereal. Early Saturday morning. Don't give me the late Saturday morning.
And it didn't even matter that bowl of cereal was either cornflakes or Cheerios.
Pretty much.
Because you were eating the government cereal. Okay.
Pretty much. Like that.
I don't know about our listeners, but I know that we were eating government cereal.
My mama didn't like us eating sugar, so we had cornflakes, Cheerios. Until I figured out that you could put sugar on Cheerios, and then I used to sneak and get some sugar on Cheerios.
Yeah.
And then when I discovered you could put them on cornflakes too.
No, see, that was when I always used to hope and pray that there were bananas in the house.
Oh yeah.
Very much so. Very, very much so. I didn't learn the banana trick until I was a little bit older. And first banana I had in my cereal, I was like, what have I been missing?
Banana and cornflakes and half a cup of sugar and a cup and a half of milk. Saturday morning cartoons, 7 a.m. You finished your cartoons, you put your bowl in the sink, you got yourself dressed, you went outside and you played. You walked down to the end of the street to see if little Johnny or little Susie could play. And if they couldn't, you walked to a happy boat back home and you stayed outside until the street lights came on. And when the street lights came on, your butt better be in the house and you better be getting yourself ready for a bath and ready for bed.
In that order. In that exact order.
You never knew how fast you were till you were at little Johnny's house and you heard the hum of the street light.
You seen the first street light start flickering on. So now you know you got about 5 good minutes before the ones on your block actually flicker on too. So now you got to run. It was nothing like seeing a neighborhood of kids start running when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you already know what time it is.
We'll be at one spot. So say the whole neighborhood, everybody's out playing. You know, my neighborhood was about 7 blocks long and about 3 blocks wide, right? These are all city blocks. We all knew each other, all went to school together, everything. There was one light that was early on somebody's block. I can't remember which block it was, but it was early. It would come on at like 6:50, 6:57. Okay. All the rest of them were timed to come on at 7 o'clock. 6:57. That light comes on. You would see a mass rush of children just start running from everywhere to get home. And I'm talking from everywhere.
That was one of those, somebody walked into a theater and yelled fire.
Man, never seen so many kids run. Listen, every weekend it was like that. I actually didn't stay out till past the street lights came on until I was much older. I had to be maybe 16, 17. Like first time I stayed out past the street lights.
The street lights were our version of, in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the cheese touch. Because you knew the minute you heard that hum.
Oh, yeah.
The minute you heard that hum, you had a good minute and a half before the first flicker.
Yep.
And a good 2 minutes before it was officially on.
Man.
Every day, you pushed it a little bit further. And you always knew if you were the kid who didn't get home before the street light, you were the one kid that all the other kids were told, you ain't playing with them today.
Yep.
That was our cheese touch.
Catch us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even here recently, TikTok, the Zennials Podcast. Except on Insta, where I do believe we are the Zennials Pod.
That is correct. Now we are the Zennials Podcast on Snapchat as well.
We are also on Spotify, Apple, Google, Anchor, and you can email us if you really want to talk at zennialspodcast7270 @gmail.com.
Say goodnight, Tora.